I'm joined now by Rene, Acker-Sessions. Rene's worked with us now for close to 11 years. She's been involved with us in many, many ways in our Wesley Family Centres. But before I say that, look, we've got an amazing view behind here, haven't we, of this area, Rene? Yeah. So where does this cover exactly?
So what we're seeing over here is the border of Blacktown local government area and the Bookham Hills local government area. So this is sort of the Glenwood, and then we've got the Bella Vista and the Hills Shire moving into Kellyville, made up.
Now we're talking about family services. Now forgive me if I say, I'm looking out there and I'm looking at all those houses. They all look as though they're expensive houses to the eye. Where does the family services and work that you do fit into that?
Absolutely. And what we see is not always what the reality is. And the 2008 global credit crunch really impacted this area in particular because it was a lot of young families buying their first homes, predominantly into the new developing areas. Many of them moved not only from overseas interstate or suburb to suburb, but may have been neighbouring areas, but they lost their traditional support networks, particularly at that very important life transition phase when you become a parent for the first time. So after 2008, we started to see a lot of people coming towards experiencing financial stress.
Some would be in over their head, really, would that be fair?
Absolutely, and we had experiences of one mum in particular, the impact of the stress. Her husband, who was a frontline manager, had lost his job in the city. They couldn't afford their mortgage, the relationship started breaking down, they had their second child, and sadly, they had to hand their keys into the bank because they couldn't afford it.
So tell us about some of the programs then. That's, if you like, a bit of the pattern, the social setting. What sort of programs do we do?
So programs to support our families, because many families don't realise that where to go. They haven't experienced using services like ours. So we have a community development arm, our Families Connect programs, and they focus on working with families, early intervention, and they focus on working with families with children 0 to 8 years old. And they go out into the community and offer really soft entry point activities such as supported play groups, community events, exposés, anything to promote what we do, let people know where we are, but equally provide opportunities for families to feel comfortable with us over a 6-week period to then be able to open up a little bit about some of the real issues that may be impacting.
And are people at first a bit reluctant?
Oh, absolutely. In this area, I would definitely say that's been my experience. I have worked on the ground, so, and I like to be that way because I get a real sense of mapping the community. And that has certainly been the experience, that people felt a real stigma coming to use our service. And the thing that surprised me most often when I make suggestions about utilising our family support, our financial counsellors, counselling services, oh no, that's for families that live over there.
Yeah, sure.
So status, a sense of status was also preventing people feeling comfortable coming to use us. But the more we established our footprint in the community, the word of mouth started spreading, and we've got these amazing leaders that have been participants in our groups who go out to mothers groups, to their netball teams, to the fathers groups that do the cycling, and recommend their friends and co-workers as well to come and use our service.
You've worked here for that period of time, but it's in different realms, like you've said, at the ground, different places. I visited you at centres that you've worked in before. What do you get most out of it?
Oh, what do I get most? I can truly say I lived in the UK for a period of time, and I became a new mother there myself and really understood isolation and the impact that has on not only the well-being of me and my relationship with my husband, but equally the development of my child. So finding myself now, I was working in high mental health, complex mental health with young people in the UK. Having this opportunity to work in this capacity resonates so much for me because I recognise the value of a service like this for the families that make up our demographic.
And what about the Christian faith, and how does that fit into all this?
Most definitely. I would love to have been a singer, singing God's gospel, but I don't have a voice for that. So I recognise that I can walk the walk. I didn't just need to talk the talk. Every day I go out there and I can just, through the gifting I've been given, connect with people and impart my faith in my own unique way that makes people of multiple denominations feel comfortable to experience Christ-like servitude. And quite often there'll
That's
be
important, isn't it?
conversations.
That isn't linked to a denomination, it's more
Most
caring for
definitely,
people.
most definitely.
Let
It's
me
the
also
values.
say, Rene, it's a joy to talk to you, but also to see that that impact is very much on your team. That's how that works. Thank you for giving us the time.
My pleasure.
We won't
Thank
ask you to sing, but we know that we're seeing your smile and your commitment, what
Thank
really
you.
matters in working
Oh,
at
it's a
Wesley.
pleasure. Thank you.